and I am currently live streaming with the LiveU Solo unit, which I'm kind of half reviewing at the same time. The way this thing works is, as you can see, my bit rate's going up. It's just this little box, and then you plug in your HDMI from the camera that you're watching from right now. In this case, a C100 Mark II, but it can be any camera that has HDMI. They also have a SDI version. You plug it in, and then you configure it from a web portal that you can access from your phone. In this case, I've done it from my computer over here. I'll give you a close-up of that in a second. And what else? This is going to be a little haphazard because, again, I'll edit this together in a way that makes sense, or I'll have a script. I'm just kind of going with it in the spirit of live streaming. This was given to me by LiveU to review for Pro Video Coalition, so there's your ethics statement. They're not paying me, though. They've given me these 2 cell thingies, which I did a stream with Corey Gray earlier in the month. And these worked then, and they didn't now. I've asked him why. It's probably something I've done, but I just hooked it up to my Wi-Fi here at the house, and that worked fine. This is great for when you're out, you know, in the wild, and you won't have access to internet or something. There's also a Ethernet port there. So this little screen here, let's get you a little zoomy, or focus rather. As you can see, it is streaming at a pretty high bit rate for just straight up Wi-Fi, 6,000 kilobits a second. I have set it to 5,000 on the portal. And so let's check. I don't know if that's going to be in focus. Let's see what it looks like on YouTube, if it's even there. Over here, we've got the streaming portal. Again, I'll show you that in a second. So we'll go to youtube.com/owlbots. Am I going to see myself? I am. This will be exciting. I have set it to mute that so you don't have to listen to me. And how does it look? Let's set that to 1080. Looks good. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that quality. The nice thing is, I'm going to minimize that so we don't have to stare at the back of my head. Nice thing about doing it this way is because when you stream from your phone or something, obviously your bit rate's going to be limited, yada yada. But the cool thing that at least I found was when you've got a camera like a C100 or something like that, you've got, of course, XLR inputs. And so in the case of the live stream we did with Corey Gray, which I can link to anyone, you can ask me at _owlbot on OWLBOT on Twitter. And I'll be happy to send you that link to Facebook. I don't personally have a Facebook, but it was on Corey's Facebook. Since we had the XLR jack, we were just able to run a microphone, and he was able to do a live performance with good audio because the preamps on this camera are actually quite good. So that was a bonus. So what else? Things you can stream to. First off, this takes about 2 minutes to power up, which is kind of silly, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's got a nice little belt clip here. I was, honestly, I must admit, I was going to do this on Sunday. I thought I was going to take this whole rig snowboarding, because it really is just the camera and the box. There's nothing else here besides the HDMI cable, so it's pretty compact. And I was going to do a serious stress test of it, but I just wasn't able to do that trip to Big Bear, so bummer. But see, I started this with 85% battery, and now it's at 83. So we'll see after 15 minutes, 2%. So, let's do some quick math. I was not a math person, but just extrapolating from there, calculator. Divided by 7? No, that can't be right. I don't know. I'm going to have to do that math later. But the battery life seems pretty good. Once we get to the end of this whole thing, I'll figure out how much. I remember we did a 30-minute stream, I think, for Corey's, and the battery life didn't seem to take too big of a hit. So I think you could get away with it with something long. You know, I for sure you could do an hour or 2, 3 maybe. Longer than that, I don't know. I'd have to test. That'll actually have to be the next test before I write this article. I might just leave this thing running, and I don't know. Maybe I could edit something or find something out. But it's also got a DC in. If you are in a position where you're just indoors and just want to run it off power, so that's nice. What does the package come with? It comes with the unit, the little mole thing, and by mole I mean these little straps in the front, like the military has for stringing USB extenders. For these, you don't necessarily need them, but they're there. Comes with, that's really all you need actually. The charger. Mine came with a USB to USB mini cable. I don't know if they just threw that in there for me or not, but but that would be for a DSLR or something. I had to use a regular HDMI for this camera. The services that you can send it to, here, we'll do a little bit of this now. Looking at screens, the services that you can send it to, can I click this? Let's see. Yes, okay, so here you go. As you can see, you can do Facebook, which I've tested, YouTube, which we're doing now, Periscope, which I'm going to do next, Switchboard Live, I don't know what that is, Twitch, I'm going to give that a shot, and Wowza, which I've definitely never heard of. The ones that are interesting are these are all what they call one-touch, meaning it literally is you just click it, it goes, no problem there. These ones are a little different. Obviously, we know Ustream, we know Dailymotion, but if you've got your own system here, the RTMP scenario, if you've got your own website kind of thing that is doable for you, you can do it on your own. You don't have to use services provided. It's gotten darker in this room, and now I have to pull my own focus. This is the beauty of live streaming. What else? I have some notes that I took. Good for broadcast, obviously. The company that makes this, LiveU, has like a backpack thing that they use for broadcast situations. So that's pretty cool. It bonds, in regard to these cell units, instead of using one or the other, it bonds the two for what they call a fat pipe, which I thought was quite fun. But these are just regular old USB, LTE, whatever, Wi-Fi dongles for cell networks. So it combines the two instead of just using one or the other. So that's helpful. They're saying it's broadcast standard without a truck. From YouTube, I would say, you know, I don't know what broadcast standard necessarily is. I'm not in broadcasting. But if we go to YouTube again, I like that. That's good quality. You have to set it. If you don't go to the advanced settings when you do your stream thing, it defaults to 400 kilobits, which I did the Facebook stream on with Corey, and that looked kind of iffy. You could tell that the camera was good, but obviously the stream was kind of chunky. This looks like good, you know, it's good. I like it. It's high quality. Yeah. They've said that it's reliable, easy, and high quality. I agree. Oh, so, yeah. Switchboard Live for multi... Oh, you use Switchboard Live for if you want to publish to multiple sources at once, so like Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and stuff. I'm not going to bother with that. That's slightly more advanced. You've also got... Alright, guy. I need to look at your face. You've also got... So, what else can we talk about? if you've got a switchboard, so since this is just a USB in, or excuse me, HDMI in, you can stream anything out of it. I don't know the legality of necessarily streaming, like that's got to be legal because you can stream to Twitch. So yeah, if you plugged your PlayStation into this, for instance, you could just stream the output of the PlayStation, but then you wouldn't necessarily be able to do the streamer portion. So that might, if you're a brand new streamer and you don't have any capabilities, although this device does cost just shy of $1,000, so that might be an interesting choice to make. But if you wanted to stream console gaming, there you go. But so what I was going to say earlier is if you've got a switchboard of some kind, like a broadcast board, you could just take the HDMI out, if it had one, and plug it into this, and then have all your cameras go into the switchboard and do switching that way. And then, theoretically, you could be doing like a multicam, maybe for like a concert or a, whatever your use is, into this thing. And I do like how small this is. This is a nice little package. It's not, it's light, very light. I would say maybe like, honestly, it's like maybe 3 times as heavy as my cell phone. This screen here, which gives you your throughput, whatever you want to call that, bitrate, which again for me right now is 6,000. They said that it was 5,000, so it's outperforming what they told me it should be doing, which is cool. It does say that I'm on Facebook Live and that I'm streaming to the previous thing. They seem to have they really want to hammer the Facebook thing on their web portal here. When you add your unit, it just says new Facebook stream, has its own button. So again, I don't have a Facebook. I deleted it years ago. I recommend you do the same. But they seem to really like that functionality. It works great. But it works the same for YouTube and Twitter and all those things. So I don't really know why they're so addicted to that, but it's probably just a marketing thing. Like I said, the choosing your stream destination is really easy on here. You just click the little cloud button. You click the destination that you're going to, and then you just fill out, like, title of the stream, description, and then there's an advanced thing, which I recommend you hit, and then you can set your frame rate and frame size. I don't mess with the frame rate. I don't know why you would do that. You set that on camera, but bit rate is what I meant. And then you hit go. And again, you can access this from your phone, and I've done that with the Corey Gray stream, and it's very easy. I think it's what is it? solo.liveu.tv. If that doesn't bring you to, if that just brings you to their website, the portal is like the first thing in the upper right. So all very user friendly. I'm pretty tech savvy myself, but this all seemed to work out just fine. For the price of $1,000, I don't actually know what other products there are out there. I haven't necessarily heard of any other products that do this, but it's not my purview necessarily. It could, especially if you're in a production company situation where you're not doing scripted content, but you're doing things for companies, this could be a pretty solid investment. If I would get one. It would be a fun tool to have for sure, because live streaming is becoming much more popular now, and this is not too much kit to be adding to your kit. Also, this, I don't know if I said this, but the screen here, I was gonna say and I forgot. The screen shows you a preview of what you're seeing here, so you know what's going on. If I didn't cover it before, I don't think I did. You turn it on, you wait 2 minutes for it to turn on, and then you get the little screen. You have to plug it in for it to go online, I think. Again, I had a bit of a weird situation with these. Maybe it takes a long time for these to bond. I guess I didn't wait. Maybe I should have waited. That could be me. Again, it's probably me. But just using Wi-Fi, it happened So yeah, you turn it on, plug in your camera, get that ready, and then go on the portal from your phone or from your computer or iPad, whatever. Set the destination, set your bit rate, because there's no point in streaming with a high quality camera if you're not streaming high quality video. And then from there, you just use the camera as you normally would. So that's kind of a fun system. I'm impressed. Again, I don't necessarily have a point of context for this. I can't say that I've used something like it in the past. Last year when I did the lifestyles trip, we were live streaming to Facebook, and I believe we only used one camera, but they were going through a computer, and it didn't look amazing. It did look pretty garbo, as far as I can remember. That computer must have had an HDMI in. Something like that. It was like a DSLR. But this would be if I were directing a concert and I was only single camera, you could probably have like a guy in the pit wearing this, and that would be a good stream, because that would put you right up front. You know, you get we had the camera at the Lifestyles thing way in the back by the sound booth. And that's kind of like, the other thing though is they had the sound from the booth going into the camera. I hope. That's what I would do. Again, it was a DSLR, so I'm not actually sure. It was like a test run thing that they were doing, and I wasn't involved with it. But I do remember there being some issues that the sound guy was having trying to get it set up, because he kept asking me and I had no answer for him. And this seems easier than that. There's clearly a fan in it. It's not loud, but I assume it's just a fan and not like a hard. I don't know why there'd be a hard drive or anything. That's why I really wanted to take it up on the mountain. Is I wanted to super stress test this thing, but then again, it's probably best that I didn't, because I'm sure the nice people at LiveU would be a little upset at me if I broke their $1,000 device snowboarding with it. Not from falling. I'm an excellent snowboarder, but I could imagine, you know, upper range temperatures and whatnot might screw with it. I don't know. Chances are you're not going to be in a situation like that. They did say that, I don't believe it was this unit, it might have been, but for sure some form of their units, either this one or the backpack one, was used in Katrina, because they couldn't get satellite trucks out there. So it does have some rugged pedigree of some kind. I'll take it out of the little... Ooh. I'm not actually going to be able to take it out of the case, because the HDMI is blocking this piece of elastic. But it's not... It doesn't look any different out of the case than in the case. What else is going on in here? That's about... Has anyone... No one's watching this, right? 2 people. Hello, 2 people. How are you? Actually, that might just be me. That might be me and one person watching this. So hello, at least one of you. I'm probably going to shutter down... Pardon me. I don't know where that cough's coming from. That's probably it. I'm going to do a quick one. Goodness. I just had Thai food. It's coming back to no water in there either. Gonna shut this down. What a way to end it. Just coughing. My apologies. That's disgusting. I'm gonna shut this down. Gonna try out Twitter next, and then Twitch, and see how those go. But this is the main review. Glad you could join me. And the battery life is at 76%. So we started at 85. It's been up for 30 minutes. The stream is, however old it is, 20. So you can do the math. Thank you, and thank you to LiveU for letting me review this, and Pro Video Coalition for always giving me cool things to review. This is Kenny from Albot. signing off. Oh, the way you turn it off is you push end stream from your phone or computer, not on the device. So